Today's edition of AM Minnesota, we're going to talk a little bit about a group that it was big when I was a kid. Yes, I feel older every day when I do this show. Kristen Twitchell is with us. She's the executive director of the Paradise Center for the Arts. Last time I saw Crystal was on stage.
Yeah,
at the Paradise.
You were on stage too for Buddy Koopman's.
Right. Unfortunately, we didn't have the kind of crowd that we hoped for.
Yeah, I think with the first nice weekend of weather, people were out and about. So.
Well, I think they found out that I was going to introduce the band, and they decided to stay away. Is what I think.
I don't think that's it. But they always do a great job. It's always fun to get to feature local musicians.
Oh, they're so good.
They are, yes.
You know, people really missed out on a terrific, and you know what I love about it? The crowd wasn't as big as everybody anticipated. They still put forth a really good concert.
They did, yes. But
professionals.
Absolutely.
That's what a professional does.
They do, yeah. It was still a good crowd. We had almost 100, which is a nice group in that space. So we're excited for this weekend's show, and we're going to hear about it in a little bit.
Yeah, we've got a special guest coming in. Before they come in, maybe we should plug the Looney Lutherans.
Oh, yes. So for folks who like good, clean, fun comedy, whether you're Lutheran or not, the Looney Lutherans are definitely a group of ladies to come here. They were actually started out of the church basement ladies, which a lot of people are more familiar with. But they do a great mix of comedy and music and spoofing their Lutheran heritage, but in a good, clean, fun way.
And there's a Catholic one of these too, isn't there?
I think there is. They're not. I don't know that they're affiliated with the same group.
Right.
These
No, it's
women.
like Nonsense or something.
Yes,
like
yes. But they have a lot of fun, some audience participation. It's great for any age, and that show is Sunday, May 20th at 4 p.m. So coming up, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend.
You said any age, so an 8-year-old would
Oh,
understand.
absolutely. Yeah. They're fun. They're silly. So anyone from 8 to 80, I think, would enjoy the afternoon.
Thought maybe some of their humor was you'd have to be an adult to get it.
Well, I don't know. I was forced to eat lutefisk as a child, so it probably depends on if you grew up with some of that heritage.
I had no lutefisk in my home.
Oh, every Christmas I always joke I was really thankful for a dog that liked lutefisk. Just kind of slide it under the table.
You Norwegian then?
Well, I'm a full kind of Northern European mutt. So on my mom's side, it's my grandmother broke protocol, and she was 100% Norwegian and married a Swede. So dangerous territory there. And then on my dad's side, it's English and Scottish. So all, as I like to say, food of a certain white consistency.
Well, there you go.
And then another great favorite that we are bringing back, it's been a couple of years, is the Deuce's Wild Dueling Pianos.
That's June 1st.
That is Friday, June 1st, and that show will sell out. So we recommend people do not wait to get their tickets.
I was told by the crew that were working the bar the night I was there that the best show they ever had bar-wise was the dueling.
That is possible. I've heard that it was... when we had Louis Anderson there, the comedian. But I think either way, they were both really good bars. So, but they're a great, fun group of guys, both Minnesotans, and they just put on an awesome show. So that is Friday, June 1st, and folks want to definitely not wait on their tickets. And then we just had a gallery opening, and we have Audrey Peterson back, who's a young artist out of the area. And a lot of her work sold last year, so folks should come down and see her work. It's really amazing for a senior in high school. And then we also have Julie Bronson has this great photography. I don't know if you saw it, that's set in these old antique frames. She has old barns. She even has one that has old outhouses, old trucks. And then Rebecca Tolley, who does this really unique mix of oil and wax painting. She's in the Carlander Gallery. So just a lot of things happening right now.
We literally had another guest just pop into the studio. The Bewitched show or something. You just twitch your nose and boom, you're here.
Yeah. Diggy diggy. Yep.
I don't know if you even remember that.
Oh yeah, for sure I do.
But you want to introduce her before I take a break?
This is Diana Parks.
I have Kristen Twitchell. And your guest is?
Diana Parks. And folks may remember she was on a little earlier this time last year because she was with a group that did our Can't Let Go Linda Ronstadt show.
That's right.
So she's back.
Oh, it was great.
It was a great
so
show.
Fun. Yeah.
Did you like the Paradise?
I love it there. Yeah, it's a great stage. I think this will be my 3rd time on that stage.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She and her partner Kevin, along with Fred the Bear, we've had Ray Coudray in studio. They played our anniversary event too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
how did this come about, ABBA?
Oh my goodness. So the Boys and Girls Club in Rochester every fall has basically like a dance party. And so my friend Paul Scott got us all together to do this tribute for ABBA. And it's been so fun. There's 11 of us in this band. And I didn't know how many ABBA songs I actually knew until I started working on the show. Everybody knows all these songs.
You didn't realize it, you're saying.
Right, yeah. I didn't realize how familiar it would be. You know Dancing Queen or Mamma
Right.
Mia, right? And a lot of people say, oh, I love Mamma Mia. They just affiliate ABBA with Mamma Mia. And so there are a lot of songs, of course, in Mamma
Take a
Mia.
Chance on Me is my favorite.
Oh, yeah, we opened the show with that. Yes. Knowing Me, Knowing You.
And my guess is Dancing Queen ends the show.
I'm not saying.
Oh,
Well, I always joke that was the one when I was having my kids, that I thought my son was going to be a girl according to the ultrasound pictures. That's what I was singing to him, and then he was not a girl, so he doesn't appreciate that story very much. But
So
I would
you
sing
do
him Dancing Queen. And then
no kidding.
yeah,
Boy, that's a true story.
it's a true story. Yeah, actually,
So you thought?
we actually
Through the
have the
ultrasound.
ultrasound pictures to say we had a girl, and then they were
Was it
wrong.
Stafford or Blue?
This was Stafford, my now 15-year-old, and there was there's a 1.1% chance or whatever that they get those wrong, and we were that. So his middle name is actually Isaac because it means laughter, and everybody laughed when they found it was a boy. So
That's great.
so he doesn't appreciate that when I tell that story.
So what were you going to name the girl?
A Dallas. My husband and I met in Dallas, so we were going to name her Dallas. But Stafford is actually my favorite poet, so William Stafford. So.
Oh, cute.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that.
It's a cool name.
But that's what Dancing Queen always comes to mind.
That's great. That's really good.
How old is Stafford?
He's 15.
Is he a poet?
What? He loves English. He's not a poet per se, but he does like to read. He likes literature.
Just curious.
Yeah.
So you got the lights and everything for this show?
Yeah, it's going to be sort of like a disco deal there at the Paradise. So we bringing in some sound guys from Mankato, and it's going to be quite the spectacle.
Wow, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
really,
remembers Dancing Queen.
yeah, and I think
From
for
Meyer.
I got to go preview the show because they
Yeah.
just did it recently
In Rochester.
in Rochester for the Boys and Girls Club, right?
Right. Well, actually,
Well,
this was for Good Earth Village.
Good Earth Village. this
And
one
the
was.
Children's Museum.
Oh, Children's Museum. That's they
Mhm.
did it again. So I went to see it, and it was just people were having a grand old time.
Oh yeah. So we bill it there as a disco party, and so people bring the wigs and the
Oh,
bell
sure.
bottoms
Yep.
and the
Here,
midriffs.
here we're doing more of the concert. Now, if you want to
Right.
get in your 70s gear, you can. But you don't have
Absolutely.
to.
You just bring that disco queen right out.
I'd have
Yeah.
to bring a wig though, see, because back in those days I had long hair. You wouldn't know it looking at me now, see.
Yeah, how long?
How long was my
Yeah.
hair? Oh, it was on my shoulders.
On your shoulders.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And a puka shell necklace and the
That's
silk
about right.
shoots.
Of
and-
course you did. Yeah.
It was the.
They're somewhere at the bottom of a drawer.
It was. I don't think I still have the. I still have the puka shell necklace somewhere, but
Mm-hmm.
not the leisure suit.
When our lead guitarist doesn't have hair, and he wore a wig in the first show that I found at the party store. It was called the 70s wig.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it was
worked
pretty great.
perfect.
But it's a great group of musicians. You should talk about some of the people in your group.
Absolutely. So we have a lot of Rochester bands represented in this group. Like I say, Paul Scott pulled us all together, and he's the keys, and he's brought together Elton John tribute, the Beatles, that was amazing, Billy Joel, so he's very accomplished. The other lead singer with me is Mary Leeser, and for I don't know if she wants me to say how many years. 27. I'm pretty sure she's been the lead singer for Incognito, which is a very big kind of horn section
Right.
disco band. And then on down the line we've got John Wheeler and he's in 6 Mile Grove. A lot of folks know about that band. And we have a couple other members of Incognito and LP in the 45s. So lots of great bands represented in the show.
So you can be honest, did you like this group before you started doing the music?
ABBA?
No.
I liked them some, and then we're basically doing the ABBA Gold album. So it's all the songs from their ABBA Gold album. And I've fallen in love with it. I didn't know how much I liked it until I started listening to it. It's happy music, but it's also sad, and there's a lot of sentimentality in it. And it's very expressive and rich. I've been watching documentaries on them, of course, and the 2 guys, Benny and Bjorn, that did all the writing are phenomenal musicians and very accomplished. And they pretty much bought an island, and they built these cabins on different sides of the island. And then when one would wake up, they'd hear the piano or something going from the other place, and then they'd come together and start writing songs.
Huh.
And then, of course, they were 2 married couples in the band, so that added a lot of
drama,
gravitas to the music. I mean, because sometimes we sing these songs and we know that they're associated with real people, and you can kind of picture their faces. It's like, wow, that's very exposed and vulnerable. That's great. That's really, really good.
They didn't have very many albums, though, right?
I'm not sure how many albums total they have, but it was at least 5. And of course, now they have 2 new songs that are going to start.
Well, they're one of the most highest, grossing bands of all time.
Yeah.
They have this huge international following.
Right,
so.
You're right.
There's a backup singer in the band named Becca Stiles Nagosek. She's at the Children's Museum, and she and her husband recently went to Sweden, and in Stockholm there's a museum, an ABBA museum, and they famously wore these cat dresses. One was blue and one was yellow, and she brought us keychains, marrying me with the cats on them, and we converted them into earrings.
Oh.
That's pretty funny. But this whole museum, Sweden is very proud about them.
Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. They're still making money. As with Mamma Mia, and now there's Mamma Mia 2 coming out. So.
Well, I was looking at iTunes. They do podcasts too. They got some podcasts up.
Oh, yeah. I gotta check that out. I didn't know.
Oh.
And according to the news, they're getting back together for something.
Well, but it's holograms.
Right, they're doing holograms of themselves.
Yeah, none of them. Well, they're kind of senior now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to be out dancing and all that, I don't know that they'd want to do it. But there's going to be like a hologram show touring.
So maybe they're
I'll
trying
probably
to
go see it.
Yeah, draw on a different audience. Yeah.
Yeah, they got to be in their upper 60s or somewhere.
Yeah, and Agneta is the youngest, and I think she's like 68. So, and she's the youngest by a bit.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So they're in their 70s.
I believe it. Yeah.
Well, you guys aren't in your 70s.
We are not, and we will be full human beings, not holograms.
But you'll be playing that 70s music.
Oh, yes, so well, too. The band is incredible. They're, the lead guitarist, Carl, is the lead guitarist for Incognito and LP in the 45s, and just a tremendous performer. He used to be in a touring band and has, he's just, and what a light of a person. So, yeah.
Have you done anything in the cities yet?
No, no. We've been busy in southeast Minnesota, but.
Well, and a lot of the band is kind of like Diana as the executive director of Good Earth Village.
Rochester.
They have other jobs, right? So this
right.
is stuff you're doing on.
Right. We have a couple of guys in the band that are full-time musicians, but most of us have a day job, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this is your favorite job.
I like it very well.
Now, besides you and Kevin, is there anybody else who is part of the Linda Ronstadt group that's in this?
Carl, the lead guitarist, John Wheeler, was pedal steel in the show, but now he's keys and guitar. And Becca.
Okay, yeah, I thought I recognized some of the folks.
I think there's four of us that'll be returning to the Paradise. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Of all the groups to think of that you would do a tribute thing to, this is kind of out of left field.
It felt a little obscure at first,
you know
but
what
then,
I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know. And I think what the show, why people will love the show, is they're kind of this stealth band. Like, you don't realize how popular they really are. Not just were, but still are. And Mamma Mia helps catapult that, of course.
Most definitely.
But it's music that's so relatable, and like you can get the snappy beat behind like this heart-wrenching message. It's just incredible. It's really cool.
And I was surprised with the Mamma Mia piece because I was, obviously working in the world of musical theater, very familiar with it, but didn't realize literally the music almost all came off of the Gold album. That's a direct.
I think Fernando is the only song on the Gold album that is not in Mamma Mia. Yeah. Fernando.
And I know the Merlin Players was actually hoping to do Mamma Mia, but there's when you're community theater, there's rules around if it goes back on tour, if it's playing any of the big venues, or they come out with a second one, then we don't have access to it, which is why we ended up this past summer, Beauty and the Beast, Paradise Community Theater was hoping to do it either the summer before or a couple summers before, and they couldn't get the rights. So the same thing right now. It gets either too expensive or community theaters, or when the big dogs are putting on those shows, we can't. So we're going to have to wait to have Mamma Mia here in Faribault for that, but you can come have the experience this Saturday.
Absolutely, this Saturday, 7:30.
How much are tickets?
They are 18 and 23, so really reasonable for a show like this. So $18 for members and 23 for non-members. And then we always, this year, or I think we started it last year, students are 12, and that's whether you're a kid in school or a college student, because we really want to make sure the music experiences are affordable for folks. And this is part of our KGP Co-Music series. So they give a sponsorship, which helps us keep the tickets prices down. So 18. I misspoke. I'm sorry. This one's a little bit more because it's a bigger show. It's 20 and 25, but it's still super reasonable for that.
Absolutely.
So 20 and 25.
Gosh, 20 and 25.
Yes.
Can I purchase those online?
Yes, you can get them at our website, paradisecenterforthearts.org, or you can stop on down at the box office. We're open Tuesday through Saturday this week, noon to 5, and then we stay open till 8 on Thursdays. Plus, we open an hour before the show. Then you can call our box office as well at 507-332-7372. The tickets are selling really well already, so again, if you want to come to this show, don't wait. So,
don't wait.
How
did Big Hats, Big Hearts go?
It went really well. I mean, that was literally ended Saturday night, so we're still wrapping things up. But we appreciate the support from the community and had a lot of great items that we auctioned off.
Who bought my birthday party?
I don't know. I was running around. I didn't get to see who bought your birthday. He had wanted Dr. Hildebrandt, who's a local music celebrity. But
I'm turning 60 in December, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to have a birthday party at the Paradise.
Yeah, but you didn't come down and bid on it, so.
Well, I wasn't around.
Oh.
I was in Winona, coming back from a ball game.
But it was really fun. So it was a great evening with the Kentucky Derby and lots of fun games and fun items to bid on. So
the Kentucky Derby wasn't much of a race.
No, we thought with all the rain and the mud that maybe it was going to be that it might have, sometimes when there's bad weather, it goes the direction of one of the long shots because those horses aren't used to running. But not this time. The expected winners won. So
by a good margin.
Yeah, but Justify broke some kind of record. Again, I was running around. I didn't get to see most of it. When you're putting on the event, you don't always get the same experience.
You're not even there. Yeah.
But was it packed?
Pardon?
Was it packed?
Well, we had we get about 80 to 100 people for that event. So we would love more, but unfortunately, there's always lots of things going on, especially the first weekend in May. So
and it was such a beautiful day.
Yeah,
gorgeous. So. I know.
I certainly wouldn't want to have been inside if it was empty. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I was inside all day on Saturday, and it was a travesty. Yeah.
No, I got to be outdoors broadcasting a baseball game.
Oh, fun.
That was fun.
But we have this great show lineup. So we've got the show Diana's, and they actually call it fabulous. Am I saying it right?
Fabulous.
Kind of playing off that with ABBA in the middle. So it's a tribute to ABBA. Is it all Gold album songs?
Yes. Yep.
So for folks who are familiar with that, and then obviously we were talking about it before. We have the Looney Lutherans, May 20th.
That's good.
A Sunday afternoon show.
You've seen it?
I haven't, but it sounds great.
They
Well, you
are.
should come up.
Yeah,
Reading about it.
Are you a Looney Lutheran?
I am indeed.
I mean, go to a
Actually.
village, you almost have to be a Lutheran, don't you?
Exactly. You have to be pretty close. If not a kissing cousin, you got to be Lutheran.
Yeah. And then on the 1st of June, we have Deuce's Wild Dueling Pianos. So all three of these shows are likely going to be sellouts. So folks should definitely get their
See, now I would not have
tickets.
guessed. I was at a recent concert. I introduced the band, the Buddy Koopman Orchestra. Talked to the bar people, and I was ordering a drink, not an alcoholic one, but in any event, they told me that the show they had the biggest bar bill at was the Dueling Pianos, which kind of was interesting.
Yeah,
I thought it might be the Beatles or something.
Yeah. Like rowdy. It can get rowdy, those dueling pianos. They're pretty good entertainment.
Yeah, and Deuce's Wild, they put on quite a show. So.
Or an Elvis show or something, you know.
Well, folks like to have a good time here. So.
Indeed.
The Rolling Stones. I know we've had a Rolling Stones tribute, haven't we?
Not since I've been there. So.
That might have been before your
It's Bruce
arrival.
Springsteen.
Yeah, we had a Bruce Springsteen. We've had some others. We've got lots of different music we're trying to highlight. So capture everybody's different favorites. So what about you, Diana? Is there a favorite? Any of the songs?
Yes. My favorite song is Gimme, Gimme, Gimme. So I am a huge fan of Madonna. Anyone who knows me knows this. And it starts to make me make sense when you know that about me.
Have you done a Madonna tribute?
I haven't.
You don't want to touch that yet.
Well, there's a lot of dancing in that.
Yeah. Oh,
It'd be
dancing.
fun. Yeah.
It would be very fun.
It'd be super fun. But the Gimme, 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 when I was listening to the record and we were choosing who was going to, whether Mary or I was going to be the lead on a certain song, I knew that song, Gimme, 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 but I didn't know why I knew it. And then I realized Madonna had sampled it in one of her songs. And I was like, I'm singing that one. Mary came into the show knowing she wanted to sing Fernando and The Winner Takes It All. And I wanted Gimme, Gimme, Gimme. And then from there it just like fell into place. She's such a great collaborator. What a powerhouse voice and performer. She's been on stage for quite a long time, leading a very big band. So between the two of us, we both have a lot of experience leading these big groups and doing these big tribute and other kinds of shows. So yeah.
Sounds interesting. I only got a few minutes left in the show. We want to go over the prices again?
Yeah, so tickets for members are $20, non-members are $25, students are $12, and again, we said tickets are selling really well, so get yours early. You can call our box office at 507-332-7372, visit our website at paradisecenterforthearts.org, or always stop by our box office. We'll be open tomorrow at noon and get tickets. And I'm just really excited. Diana's another nonprofit executive. We actually used to work together, and it's just really awesome. They do this for a lot of other nonprofits. And we did put this for the Boys and Girls Club, for Children's Museum, that to come out, and they do this show at a lot less than they could get paid if they were doing it in Rochester. So we want folks to come out and support them too, because they're doing it on a split for us, which means they, part of what they earn is based on our ticket sales, and we just really appreciate their willingness to come over to Faribault, because they could be putting it on at much bigger venues. So we want folks to come out and support it, and it's music people know. I think that's the thing that
it's music people know, and it's music that makes people happy. It's happy music.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's just a blast. And every song, the next one, you're like, oh my gosh, I know that one too. I know that one too. And when we've done it in a more of a dance party, disco party atmosphere, everyone's on the dance floor the entire time.
So if people want to dance, they can, but you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Come and do it. Come with what you're comfortable with, and then
you can boogie in your heart.
Wow. No, it is fun music.
It is fun music. You can dance, you can jive. Having the time of your life.
And that's what it's all about.
It is.
That's what it is all about.
Right?
Absolutely. So we hope your listeners will get their tickets early and come enjoy just a great group of musicians and great music.
That's this Saturday.
Yes, May 12th. Bring your mom. Could be a Mother's Day
Mother's
party.
Day.
I forgot about that. It is Mother's Day.
So May 12th at 7:30 p.m.
And then the Looney Lutherans
is Sunday, May 20th at 4 p.m. And then the Deuces Wild is June 1st at 7:30 p.m.
And you got some great arts classes, I'm sure.
Yeah, and we're kicking off with summer classes, and those are filling. We've got our Lion King Junior Kids Summer Camp, so lots of great programs. So check out our website, ParadiseCenterForTheArts.org, to get tickets or learn about classes or other shows.
Yeah, very easy to navigate your website.
We're glad to hear it.
It is.
Put a lot of time in redoing it. So.
Yeah, it is actually really great.
I like the pictures.
Yeah, we're trying to really help people capture the paradise. Mm-hmm. I'm still surprised at the number of people who don't know we're there or what we do, that we have arts classes and music and theater.
That's bizarre, isn't it?
But
people live in their shell in their Twitter and Facebook worlds.
Well, a lot of people are from Faribault, and I don't think they realize some of the programs we have.
That's what I mean. They live in their shell.
So yeah, lots of opportunities to support the arts.
Don't get out and find out what's happening. That concludes today's edition of AM Minnesota on KDHL AM Faribault, Minnesota. Tomorrow, Larry Ritchie, who authored a new book, is going to be our guest on AM Minnesota.